Hello and welcome to cookbookslive.com. I'm Steve Freeze, your host. I recently had the opportunity of having a wonderful dinner at Oriente, which is the restaurant located in Vero Beach, Florida, which is at the Costa de Este Resort, which is Emilio and Gloria Estefan's brand new, beautiful luxury resort in Florida. And I was presented with this beautiful, beautiful cookbook. And coveted traditional Cuban recipes from the personal kitchen of international superstars Gloria and Emilia Estefan are shared in this great, great cookbook. International music stars Gloria and Emilia Estefan are making their popular recipes public in this book, offering a reader a peek through the kitchens of the doors of Bongo's Cuban Cafe, a home of authentic Cuban cuisine a la 1950s Havana. From savory tapas to easy-to-make individual and family-style entrees to scrumptious desserts and signature cocktails, Estefan Kitchen covers complete menus that will surely become a staple of your own household. Create the savory dishes of Bongo's Cuban Cafe, authentic Cuban cuisine, right in your own kitchen with the collection of these tried and true recipes. Fill with Gloria and Emilio's personal accounts, culinary inspiration, and Cuban cuisine's historical context. The Estefan Kitchen is a timeless cookbook that brings you into their lives, their culture, and their food. Whether islanders or mainlanders, chefs or non-chefs, everyone can follow these step-by-step instructions for sumptuous feasts and unforgettable meals. Gloria writes in the beginning of the book, and I quote, "They say that music is the way to a person's soul, and food is the way to a person's heart. Although people know me for my music, I actually come from a long line of chefs on both sides of my family. Cuban cooking was at the center of my culture right from the beginning." The anecdotes before each of the recipes are so down to earth. Scattered throughout the book are family photos and tips from the kitchen. Let's take a look at a couple of the recipes in the book. The first one that I'd like to look at is a traditional recipe, and that's found on page 143. So let's take a look at this recipe. I believe it's for black beans. As many of you might know, that is a staple in the Latino kitchen. So on page 143, it's a great photo of the black beans. And very simple recipe, and it's called frijoles negros, black beans in English. Calls for a pound of black beans, 10 cups of water, 1 large green bell pepper, 5 cloves of garlic, some olive oil, a bay leaf, oregano, salt to taste, cumin powder to taste, a half a cup of vino seco or dry white wine, and 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar. Very, very simple recipe. And the beginning of the recipe, it says, "Few things are as truly Cuban as black beans." The Taino natives who lived in Cuba cultivated and ate black beans long before Christopher Columbus sailed across the Atlantic and discovered them. But it took Spanish and African influences to turn black beans into the traditional Cuban dish we know as frijoles negros today. We like our beans nice and tender, and unlike the way the island natives made them, we add dry cooking wine to give them a distinctive flavor. What gives Cuban black beans their unique taste, though, is a sofrito, a sautéed blend of onions, garlic, and green pepper. No Cuban meal is complete without a side of black beans. So it is a really, really simple recipe to be made. What I really enjoy, again, I am a dessert nut, is several flan recipes are given. And Gloria writes on page 187, and let's take a look at page 187, and a really, really interesting quote that I'd like to share with you. Good flan has to have the right consistency. It has to be creamy, not too thick, not too watery, not lumpy at all. And that's all about the eggs. You have to use lots of eggs. Great for your cholesterol, but it's worth it. You can't scrimp on that. Some people cut corners and don't put as many yolks in as they should, and the flan suffers. I say, if you're going to have it all the way, and I surely agree on that as well. Flan has to be slow cooked, and the caramel needs to be made slowly so that you don't burn it. Unlike creme brulee, which falls over if you remove the hard caramel crust, flan stands on its own. Cubans love flan so much that we've come up with all kinds of variations, and variations there are. We'll talk about those in a few moments. There's a traditional version, which is simple, sweet, savory custard with that vaguely tart, slightly scorched caramel on the outside. There's flan de chocolate for chocolate lovers, flan de mango, and just about every other type of tropical fruit flavor you can think of. The flan de guabaya y queso, the guava and cheese flan, is delicious. But my favorite is the flan de queso because it's almost like a cheesecake flan. That one's that I gotta make pretty soon. Try them all and find your favorite, or experiment with the recipes using flavors you like and come up with a flan that's all your own. And the picture of the flan makes your mouth water, as you can see. From Delia, the Viking Studio in Wallingford, Connecticut, I'm Stephen Fries for cookbookslive.com.